Hi YouTubers, it is I, Hellgear, and it's time, once again, for a Merge Dragons event recap. So, you guys know the drill by now. Share your experiences, as well as your agreements and disagreements that everything I have to say in the comments section below. Interacting with all of you is one of the joys of these recaps. So before I get started, there's something that I have been asked, and I figure, why not take this time to answer the question before going into the recap? And the question is this: Hellgear, why is it that events in Merge Dragons always start/finish in the middle of the day? To my answer, of course, is, well, that's only where you live. Wow, quit being a jerk, Hellgear. Let's get the honest and actual answer, please. So, here's the thing. First and foremost, that is the honest, actual answer, but I'll forgive you for not understanding how this works. And to those of you who have wondered this same thing, I'll just fill you in right now. The Merge Dragons development team is in England. And in England, when the events start and finish, it is 8 o'clock England time. Now, since 8 o'clock England time is when everything goes on, it's different from where you are in the world. So, obviously this person lives on the East Coast. And to those of you who don't know, England is 5 hours ahead of the East Coast of the United States. So if you live in Maryland, for example, and you live on the East Coast, your events will start at 3 in the afternoon. This is synonymous to the 8 at night when the events start in our good, very old England. So when I say it's only that way for you, that's not me being a jerk. That is what is actually going on. Because again, to our British friends, it's essentially 8 p.m., which is prime time hours, or the peak of prime time, or beginning of prime time hours. And since it's not 8 p.m. where you live, you have it in the middle of the day, which is near the end of what, peak hours? 3. Now that's just you. Now when you are like myself, and I live in the West, and since we fall back here in the West, and they don't do that on the East Coast, the events start in the middle of the day, not the middle of the afternoon. So let's talk about how this all went down. And as you can see, there are a lot of dragons for this drop. The reason for that were the prizes for this event. You essentially had 9 different dragons as prizes here, and 8 of them can be seen. First and foremost, the one in the dead center is the final form of the Aqua Dragon, which was a kid, which actually was the 6th tier choice that you could win. To the left is the Fairy Dragon, whose nest was one of the tiers that you could win. All the way on the far left is a Wood Dragon Kid, which is one of the tiers that you could win. I believe that was the 4th place tier. On the lower left is the 2nd stage of the Ice Dragon, whose eggs are a nest that you can get. On the stairs in the lower right is the moon dragon. That, of course, was the big prize, as well as, well, not that one. The level 4 moon dragon was the big prize, as well as your first prize being a moon dragon egg nest, which the moon dragon egg is sitting right there between the fairy dragon and aqua dragon. To the right of the moon dragon is the King of Hearts dragon, which is where I managed to get to, and that is your second place finish. Above it is the Passion dragon, whose nest is, of course, one of the tiers that you can get, and above that is the final form of the Skeleton dragon, which I believe was the third place finish. The only dragon that is not shown here is the Stadium dragon, whose nest was one of the tiers. Yeah, this was a rough grind, and my tablet decided to say no more. But I wanted to really clear this event, but taking second place wasn't so bad. So the first 5 slots were, of course, dragon egg nests. Then you had, actually no, you had from 5th to 2nd place, which were dragon kids. You know, the Aqua Dragon Kid, Wood Dragon Kid, King of Hearts Dragon Kid, Skeleton Dragon Kid. And then the big prize, of course, was the level 4 Moon Dragon. This is the first time in the 2 years that the game has been going on. Well, not exactly 2 years, like 1.5 years, actually. In the 1.5 years of Merged Dragons, this is the first time they did an event like this. And what's even more interesting is it has only been 1 week since the Ice Dragon event. Now, another question that goes into mind is, why did this event start on Thursday? Well, as I said, our British friends are 5 hours ahead of the East Coast. So, when the event ends, it's 8 o'clock at night. And this, of course, means it's 8 o'clock England time on December 30th when the event ends. Normally, these would be a Friday to Monday deal, but the reason why they did that is because in doing so on Friday, the event would be over at 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve. And you can't blame the development team for not wanting to be in the office during New Year's Eve. You know, as much as I would have loved to get one more day of this, you got to give a little understanding. I mean, do you want to be stuck at work on New Year's evening? Or do you want to be out partying somewhere or with your family? The biggest issue, well, you already know what the biggest issue I had with this. I just talked about it. The second biggest issue I had with this was the odd shape of the island. It was more like a curling of a dragon's tail, you know, and it really gave me a vexing as to how I want to set up my plants to grind out charms for the tiers. And I ended up being on the top of the level. Yeah. That was really weird. But in light of everything else, I do know a couple of players actually finished this at the middle of the last day. Some even finished in 2 days. Sip my iced tea there. Again, that is that patience to busting out the tiers until you get the level 10, which is 75,000. You know, I don't have that patience. I really don't. I really don't. You know, that's rough. Maybe one of these events I'll try to do it. I'll decide to steal my nerve, but the situation has to be ripe for me to do that. I also wanted to say that if you didn't complete this event, you missed out on a big boost for your camp. So, let me just explain how this works. Alright? The main prize, the level 4 event dragon, has a dragon power of 150. Okay? Each of the kids, the 2nd to 5th place, these are legendary / tertiary dragons. So, at level 2, their dragon power is higher than normal. In fact, their dragon power was 12. I thought they were level 3s, but they're actually level 2s, which is weird because usually the runner-up prize is a level 3 dragon from the previous event. So getting 4 level 2s instead of a level 4, a level 3, and then 3 level 2s is kind of odd to me. You know, some would say they feel cheated not getting a level 3 King of Hearts dragon. But I digress. Because you got 4 legendary tertiary dragon kids whose combined dragon power is 48. Which means just from 5th place to the big prize, you have a total of 198 dragon power worth of dragons. Then, of course, you add the 5 nests and the eggs that you get from these 5 nests. And if you do it right, you might get 5 eggs from each nest, which gets you 2 whelps, which is a dragon power of 6. So, if done correctly, you could get you can get over 230 dragon power here. Because remember, that's 30 for the 6, right? Or the 10 dragons each at 3. So, you have 6 times 5 is 30, 30, 78, and then the 150. That's 225 dragon power as an estimated number of dragon power. Now, if you're lucky enough to get like 8 eggs from one of your nests, and I've luckily have been able to do that. One time I was granted 8 eggs from a nest. That gets you 3 whelps, which you merge into a kid. So, that's another 12 to 60 dragon power. So let's say you did the math. You got the cap out, okay? We'll give you the cap. Say you're granted 8 eggs from each of the 5 nests. That merges up to 3 whelps, which merge into 1 kid. And the kid, of course, since these are legendary dragons, you have 12 dragon power. So, you have essentially 60 dragon power coming from the nests, added to the 48 dragon power of the runner-up level 2 kids that you get, which is 108. Yeah, plus the 150. So that's, by maximum, you could get 258 dragon power. That's insane. That is insane. Even from all the other events, because think about this. You'll get 3 eggs, then you'll get 1 nest of the event dragon. Then you'll get the big prize. Then the runner-up prize is the level 3 from the previous event, and you get the previous event dragon's nest. So with the maximum of 258 dragon power, you're really feeling it if you didn't put in the work to get at least second place. You know, I didn't get the 150 from the big boy at the finish, but if I can cap out on all 5 of the nests, that's a good amount of dragon power. Again, that's 60 plus 48. So if all of the nests cap out, I could have a maximum of 108 dragon power just getting the second place. And that's really good. So, I would like all of you to do me one solid. When you bust through your nests, keep track of how many dragons you got from each of the nests. If you got 3 dragons out of the eggs on the nest, not counting any extras that you managed to keep, like any spare wood dragon eggs or spare ice dragon eggs from last week's event, count that. Count all of those eggs that you got from this event. And then merge, and then you'll see it. Because you know, if you have 3, you're essentially going to get 3 dragon power from each. So essentially lowballing it, if you're unfortunate enough to get the lowball, it's essentially 15 dragon power from all the nests plus the 48 from the kids. Okay, that is what, 62 dragon power? So 62 dragon power plus the 150 is 210. So that's not bad. That's actually not right either. So let's try that again. 15 plus 48 is not 62, it's 63. Wow. You can tell this event wore me out. So let's see. 48, then you get 15, 8 and 5 is 3, that's 6. 63 plus 150, that's 213 dragon power. If you got all the tiers and you were lowballed from the nests, you're looking at 213 dragon power minimum. Amazing how the math goes into this. So, my question to all of you is, how much dragon power did you get from this event? Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, thank you so much for hearing me out. I know this is a bit of a long-winded recap, but there is one more thing I want to address before I leave. I managed to find the Dragon Star in this map, and you needed 50,000 life to heal that thing. This, I don't like that at all. You know, one thing I've said is that they've taken the Dragon Stars out of the reward tiers. You need to put those back in. You know, as far as this event come New Year's Eve 2019, I say at least give us the second place for the level 3 dragon, and then 3 level 2s, and then 5 nests. If not, a level 4, level 3, 3 level 2s, 4 nests, and the sweet purple dragon star to give us some gems. That's my critique and suggestion for the development team. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for every like and favorite, comment, and share and subscribe. I'll be back next year for Merge Dragons. And I think I might even accept somebody giving me a challenge for the next event. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.